In this video, we are going to give you an insight on how to best manage your performer list application as a GP Registrar to ensure you avoid any unnecessary delays in submitting your application to PCSE. In this video, we'll show you how to create a PCSE Online account, where to find the application form, provide some top tips before applying, and we'll run through all the required supporting documents. We'll also run through some top tips when you're uploading your documents, and then run through the process on what happens once you have submitted your application to PCSE. And finally, I'll run through some commonly asked questions and answers. So when do you need to apply? GP Registrars are asked to submit their application to PCSE as soon as possible prior to CCT. When you are ready to apply, you must also select GP Registrar and not GP Performer. This applies no matter how close you are to CCT. You will be able to change your status to GP Performer after CCT. Please note that as soon as you have been awarded your CCT, you must be included on the England Medical Performer list in order to work in primary care. It is therefore in your interest to ensure that you apply in sufficient time to avoid any delay in being able to work after CCT. To join the National Performer List for England, you'll first need to register for a PCSE Online account, and once registered, you'll then be able to complete your online application form. To create a PCSE Online account, you'll need to visit the PCSE website. Please visit pcse.england.nhs.uk. When on the PCSE website, you need to select PCSE Online Login, just shown here at the top of the blue banner. This will take you to the sign-in page. To register, you need to select the drop-down menu and choose Register as a Performer List Applicant and click Register. From this page, you can either log in or proceed to register for your PCSE Online account. You will need a valid email address and your GMC number. This will then take you to the registration page. Your username will be your email address, so we strongly advise that you use an email address you will always have access to. You will then need to provide your first name, surname, confirm your GMC number, and then create a strong password. Once you have completed all these details, click Register My Account at the bottom. You will then receive a verification email. You only have 72 hours to verify your account. If you haven't received the verification email, we advise you to check your junk or spam folder within your email account. Once you have registered and verified your account, you will then be able to sign into your PCSE Online account by adding your username and password and clicking Sign In. Once you have logged into your PCSE Online account, click the green tab that says Performer List to start your application. This will take you to the home screen where you can create a new application. This is also where you'll see the options. You can upload additional certificates once you have already submitted your application, but we'll go through more details of that soon. Once you click Create a New Application, that will then allow you to complete the application form. You will then need to complete each section of the form, but you can only move to the next page once all the mandatory fields are completed and the required documents have been uploaded. To move ahead to the next part of the form, click Save and Next, or you have the option to Save for Later, which will put the application into a draft status. Once each section of the form has been completed, you'll see a green tick next to each topic on the left. Here are some top tips before you apply. If you haven't got a DBS certificate, then we advise you apply for one of these as soon as possible, because it can take some time to be issued from the DBS service. If you have been a resident or have studied abroad within the last 5 years and have been in that country for 12 months or more, then you may be required to provide a police check certificate. This certificate can take some time to be issued, so we advise that you do this as soon as possible. And finally, it's really important that you input all your details correctly onto the online application form. For example, making sure that you include your full name to the application form, as the names that you add will be used to complete important background checks that are needed to support your application. Any misspelling of names or any names that are missed off the form may result in a delay in us submitting your form to NHS England for approval. When completing your online application form, you'll need to upload documents through each different section of the form. The required documents for a GP Registrar will be an enhanced DBS certificate, a copy of your photo ID, and a copy of your handwritten signature, and a police check certificate, if applicable. As you are applying as a GP Registrar, you will not be required to provide any clinical references, indemnity insurance, your graduation certificate, CPR, an occupational health certificate, or your CV. I'll now run through the documents that you do need in more detail. I'm now going to discuss the requirements of a DBS certificate. So you will need to provide a full enhanced DBS certificate, and a basic DBS certificate will not be accepted. Your DBS certificate must include your full name, meaning any middle names and names that you've previously been known by must be included on the certificate. For example, if you have a maiden name or if you change your name by deed poll, these must be included. Please also ensure that you do not have any nicknames or shortened names on the certificate. If a name has been missed or spelled incorrectly, then your DBS certificate will not be accepted and you will be required to order a new certificate. Please also make sure that when you are scanning your DBS, the copy is clear and readable and it includes your name and address at the top of the certificate. You must provide us a full copy of the certificate, meaning all pages must be uploaded. This includes the front and the back until it says End of Details. The DBS certificate is a very long document, so please ensure that if you do break it up into separate scans, that the certificate number has been included on each scan or picture. Your DBS certificate can be uploaded after your application has been submitted to PCSE. However, you must provide evidence that you have at least applied for your DBS certificate, and to evidence this, you must provide the DBS tracking number within your application. If you are unable to provide a physical copy of your DBS certificate, but have included that certificate within the DBS Online update service, then you can simply provide evidence of this in place of your DBS certificate. If you have submitted your application to PCSE without your DBS certificate, simply log in to the PCSE Online account once you receive your certificate and click Upload DBS Certificate. This will then give you the option to upload your document. If you have been resident or have studied abroad in the last 5 years and have been in that country for 12 months or more, then you will be required to provide a police check certificate within your application. If required, the certificate must also be officially translated, and you must also provide the original and translated copy within your application. The certificate is required at the time you submit your application to PCSE. Failure to provide a police check certificate, if it is required, will result in your application being returned to you. However, if you are unable to obtain a police check certificate, then you must provide a statement in writing demonstrating that you have taken all reasonable steps to obtain one, and this statement must be included within your application. If you need any guidance on how to obtain a police check certificate from overseas, then we advise that you visit the government website. It has a list of all the countries available to receive a police check certificate from, and it explains in detail how you can obtain a certificate from each country. You'll also need to provide photo ID within your application. This is usually a passport or driving licence. Simply scan or take a clear picture and upload this to your application. Please ensure that your photo ID is in date, and if required, your passport has been signed. You'll also be required to provide a copy of your signature within the application. Please do not take a picture of the signature from your ID. This must be a separate handwritten signature on a piece of paper, which you can then either scan or take a picture of to upload onto your application. Just to provide some important tips about uploading documents, please ensure that your documents are uploaded in full and do not have any passwords linked to them. PCSE will not be able to open the document if it's password protected, and your application will be returned to you to remove the password. It's also really important that you don't upload any documents that have any special characters in the title, such as commas, question marks, or full stops, as we're not able to open these. and we will have to return the application to you to remove those from the title. I'm now going to run through what to expect during the application process. Once you have completed all the sections of the application form, you can submit this to PCSE. A case officer will check through all the information provided in the form, along with checking all your supporting documents. If any information is missing or requires further details, your application will be returned to you with an explanation as to why. One example may be that a document has expired or something is missing from your pack. If your application is returned to you, you must resubmit the application with any suggested edits. Please do not reply to the email that you receive from PCSE explaining why the form has been returned to you. You need to log into your PCSE Online account and resubmit the form that way. Once you have submitted all the required documents and information to PCSE, you will then be assigned a case officer who will then start to complete the third-party background checks. Once your application pack is complete, PCSE will send all these details to NHS England for approval. Once NHS England have approved your application, you will receive an email to say that you have been included on the National Performer list. I'm now going to run through some of our commonly asked questions and answers. Is there any further support available to help me with my application? The answer is yes. We've got lots of useful information on the PCSE website. Simply visit the PCSE website and click Services. And then scroll down to where it says Performer List. And then select GP Performers. And then New GP Performers. In here you'll see there's lots of information available, including a Performer List application guide. How do I make any changes to my application? Unfortunately, once you have submitted your form to PCSE, you will not be able to edit that form. You can, however, contact us to make a change. If you need to contact us about a change within your application, simply visit the PCSE website and select Contact Us, which is at the top in the blue banner. And from this page, select Performer Lists. In here you'll see you'll have the option to create a new Performer List inquiry. Simply select that option and complete all the mandatory fields such as your name, email address and telephone number, providing as many details as possible, and then you can display your message on the changes that you wish to notify us about. And once completed, click Submit. Will I receive my own prescriber code as a GP registrar? No, you will only receive your own prescriber code once you are fully qualified and on the National Performer list as either a salaried GP or principal GP. Do I need to update any details once I have fully qualified? Yes, you will need to log into your PCSE Online account once you have received your CCT and change your status from GP Registrar to GP Performer. You may also need to change your employment details and add details of a new or different practice. However, please remember, just changing your employment details will not automatically update your status from GP Registrar to GP Performer, and you must do this separately. I'll now show you how to update these details in PCSE Online. To make any changes to your Perform list entry, you'll first need to log into your PCSE Online account. But just remember, the details that you see on this screen will only be available once you are included on the National Performer list. First, you'll need to notify us that you have received your CCT and need to change your status from GP Registrar to GP Performer. You will choose this status regardless to whether you are joining the list as a locum GP, salaried GP, GP partner or principal. To start your change of status, you'll need to select the blue tab that says Performer Type, as shown here on the left of the screen. This page will also show you your current entry on the National Perform list. And as you can see here, it says GP Registrar. To change your status to a GP Performer, simply tick the box that says GP Performer. Here, you will need to upload evidence of your CCT. This page also asks for evidence of indemnity insurance. However, you do not need to upload this. Once you are happy with your change request, click Submit. If your status is changing to a salaried or principal GP, then you will need to update your employment details. Select the Employment Details tab, as shown on the left, and then you'll be able to enter your new details. Simply confirm whether you are starting at a new practice by selecting yes or no, and then include those practice details in the box below, along with confirming if you are a principal or a salaried GP, including your start date, then selecting Add this practice and then Submit. Thank you for watching this Hints and Tips video. Should you need more information from us, please visit the PCSE website.